Good morning, primary class. This is our lesson for Thursday in our story, Lucifer's Sad Choice. One by one, each of the millions of angels chose whether they would be loyal to God or to Lucifer. Always remember that God never, ever forces anyone to be loyal to Him and to love Him and obey Him. Most of the angels chose to be loyal to God, but many chose to follow Lucifer. The Bible says that there was a war in heaven between God's angels and Lucifer's angels. How very, very sad it must have been. Revelation 12:7 through 9, and Ezekiel 28, verses 16 and 17 tell us about that. We'll start with Revelation 12:7 through 9. And that says, "And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not, neither was there any place found any more in heaven for them. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out onto the earth, and his angels were cast out with him." And then Ezekiel 28, verse 16 and 17 says, "By the multitude of thy merchandise they have filled the midst of thee with violence, and thou hast sinned. Therefore I will cast thee as profane out of the mountain of God, and I will destroy thee, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire. Thine heart was lifted up because of thy beauty. Thou hast corrupted thy wisdom by reason of thy brightness. I will cast thee to the ground. I will lay thee before the kings, and that they may behold thee." Finally, God said to the angels who chose to follow Lucifer that they would have to leave heaven, and Lucifer's name was changed to Satan. Lucifer had thought that he would be in charge of heaven, but now he had to leave. He wasn't happy anymore, and the thousands of angels who had chosen to believe his lies weren't happy anymore either. When the angels who had chosen to believe Lucifer's lies had to leave heaven, can you imagine how angry and sad they were? They could no longer be in heaven, where they had always been so happy. Nothing had worked out like Lucifer had promised. They knew now that he had lied to them. They all wished that they were back in heaven, and Satan did too. He actually begged God to let him back. He even admitted that he had lied, and he promised that he would be willing to obey God, even if he would not be the most important angel anymore. Did God know whether Satan and his angels were truly sorry? Of course he did. He knew Satan's heart was not really changed. When Satan and his angels knew that they couldn't have their way, they immediately decided to do everything they could to hurt God. Here's your question. When Satan said that he and his angels were sorry, how do you know that they really weren't sorry? Do children ever say they're sorry just because they don't want to be punished? How do you think God knows if we're really sorry? And how do our parents know?